What's up, Volties? Justin Labadie here with Voltage Cartworks, and in this video we're going to be doing an axle change on an EZGO RXV. Let's find out what's on the bench. So today on the bench we have our two axles, our passenger and driver side axle. We have a 12-inch crescent wrench. We have a mallet, a hammer. We have our seal and bearing puller. We have a 3/4 inch impact socket. We have a 1/15/16 impact socket. We have a pair of pliers. We have our snap ring pliers. We have our impact. We have our wheel chocks. And then for other parts, we have 2 cotter pins, 2 castle nuts, 2 washers, 4 split rings. We have 2 bearings and 2 seals. And then in case we need them, we have some shop rags. Before we get started, we are going to add our wheel chocks to the front wheels. This is to prevent the cart from going forward. As I've mentioned in other videos, when you work on a golf cart, usually there's only brakes on the back. If you guys need any of these tools or parts, you can go into the description and we'll have them listed out for you guys. If you guys use the links to purchase any of these products, it will help support the channel. We're gonna start by jacking the back of the cart up here. I like to jack the side up that is closest to where I'm working when it comes to the axles. That way the differential fluid goes to the other side of the cart. The first thing we're going to do is take the nuts off the wheel here. We have our 3/4 inch impact bit here. Okay, now we are going to take our wheel off. Next, we are going to take some pliers and we are going to straighten out the cotter pin. This cotter pin is stuck in there pretty good, so we're just going to take a hammer and knock it out. Next, we need to get the castle nut off here. So we're going to use the 1/15/16 on our impact here. Now we're going to pull off the hub. Now we have access to getting the bearing off. I'll just clean this out here. Then we are going to take our split ring pliers here. So as you can see, this bearing is kind of frozen a little bit here. I have a little bit of movement in it now that I took it out. Bearings inside of it are destroyed. Same with the other side. Not sure if this was a flood cart or what, but yeah, we just have to get this thing replaced. Okay, now that we have the axle and the bearing out, we are going to take our snap ring pliers and we are going to pull out the second snap ring in the axle that holds the seal in place, the oil seal. Okay, so next we're gonna take our puller here, and this is a hammer puller, so it has a little attachment on the end and it's like a little claw, and we are going to take this and put it inside of here. Some people do this with pliers or a screwdriver, but if you're planning on reusing the seal, I don't recommend doing that. I recommend putting a new seal in it every time, but some people reuse them, and if you're going to do that, you just make sure you don't damage it. So then we're going to take it in here and we're just going to hammer it like this, and should come right out. Let's take some shop towels here and clean the end of this out. We really want to clean out the grooves where the snap rings go. There's 2 of them. There's the one for the seal, and then in the front there's the one for the bearing. All right, it's nice and clean. Next, we are going to seat the bearing onto the axle. The driver's side axle is the longer axle if you buy both of them. So let's take the new bearing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna spray a little bit of lubricant on the end of this here, just a tiny bit. And then we're gonna put the bearing on top, and we just have to seat it up against this part of the axle. So this is where we're gonna take our crescent wrench, and we are gonna try to hold it on there as flush as possible. This is if you don't have, I'm just doing this if you don't have a bearing press. We can also use a hammer here, might be a little easier. As you can see now, the bearing is seated up against this little ridge line right here. I did forget to mention earlier that we're gonna use a little bit of STP high temp grease to put back in the seal. I just wanted to mention that. This will be linked in the description. Obviously, we're gonna need some gloves to do this. So now we're gonna take a little bit of that grease and put it on the inside of the ring here and the seal. And we are also going to put it around the outside. This should make it easier to get in and out if we ever need to take it back out. All right, we're going to insert this in with the flat side facing the differential casing or the inside of the axle here. So we're just going to try to put it in there nice and level. And we're just going to push it in with our fingers. We could take our 15/16 here. Now we are going to take our snap ring and snap ring pliers here, and we're going to gently insert it back in, and we want to make sure that it goes back into that groove. Now we take the axle and we are just going to slide it in there, and when it gets towards the gear, you're just going to work it. If it's too far out, just give it a few taps here. We are going to take our snap ring pliers again and squeeze this in. We should hear it snap into place. Now we are going to take our hub and place it back on. Now we're going to take our new washer, put it on. We are going to take our new castle nut, place that on. We could take our 15/16. It should be torqued to 75 foot-pounds, but we're just gonna give it an ugga. We're gonna put our new cotter pin through here. Now we are going to take our pliers and we are going to separate out the cotter pin here. Now we are going to take our wheel and place it back on here. And we are going to take our lug nuts and just finger tight them on here. We are going to take our 3/4 inch impact and tighten them down. And that completes the axle and bearing replacement on the EZGO RXV. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like it. If you guys need any parts and tools, they will be in the description for you guys. Thanks for watching.